Good afternoon, Team Squatching USA G4 attendees. This is your sneak preview during Samantha's presentation at the Hangar Inn on Friday night, February the 5th. After you guys see this, I'll release it to the public, but right now it's a private video. In other words, you get the sneak preview of all the SOHA updates. Now, some of it, if you've been watching my YouTube videos, you already know some of it, but there's new stuff as well. So I told Samantha that I would be more than happy to provide her with an update. So here it goes. First of all, if you haven't heard, Steven Strufert and his knuckleheads found SOHA 1. They did so because somebody, one of the 30 plus people that I took up there over the last 9 years, threw me under the bus, gave up the location, and so that's how they were able to hone in on it. Prior to that, being given that information, they were all over the Oregon Caves area. So it wasn't until somebody coughed it up that they got it. But the cool thing is we're going to hit the rewind button and back up to the summer of 2015, when the Squatches started interacting with the gifting bowls differently. And by the way, we have traffic going on around the house. There's remodeling going on downstairs. So you may hear some occasional noises, hear the dog bark, etc. So anyway, or hear a sleepy kitty snoring. So anyway, I'm back up to the summer of 2015 when the Squatches were hitting the bowls just a little bit differently. And it was kind of perplexing because, normally they don't take food the first night and then they start taking the food, and you can tell how selective they are, and they leave fingerprints on the gifting bowls. And this is Scout, by the way. But they started not hitting the bowls, even the second night, third night, fourth night. And they kind of just did that all the way through the rest of the year. And it was like they were sending me a message because they know how important the gifting bowls are to me and taking the food. And it's kind of my way of saying thanks for letting me be here. Thanks for interacting with me. And, they interact with me through the gifting bowls. And whenever we did anything wrong up in SOHA, violating protocol, whatever, Dad would always, and, forbid the kids from grabbing food out of the bowls for the next couple days or the next couple trips, until we modified our behaviors, got things under control, and then Dad allowed the kids to start taking food out of the bowls again. Which also blows the little critter theory out of the water, because I don't think the little critters would give a rip what Daddy Squatch had to say. But they're not in the area there, so it didn't matter anyway. It was never the little critters taking the food out of the bowls. So, anyway, kind of feeling pushed out. Then I went up there about a week before Christmas of 2015 and found trees snapped across the road. And that's never happened in 9 years. It was like, did I do something to tick them off? Have I upset them? They don't want me up here, but there's the remodeling noise. So I went up there and moved these trees out of the road. Took me about 2 hours. I didn't have any chainsaws with me, but got them moved and got up there. And then Cynthia and I went up and spent Christmas night. That was our last night in SOHA. And we had lots of interaction around the camp, and language and silhouettes and eye glow. And, it was kind of normal. And also, if you remember, during October and November, I started getting a lot more strong mind speak, and kind of was told that instead of asking for a teacher, I am their teacher. That's why they bring their little kids to the base camp to see and listen to the music and the teachings and everything else that we have to say, and just watching and interacting and coming in and checking us out when we're sleeping. So it was like, that's the classroom. I am the teacher. And then they assigned me a sentry, and the sentry, covered Andrea and me with a tarp in October when she was up there when it started to rain. And then in November when I was up there with Mike Kincaid, and I was sleeping on my left side, and I was facing the truck about 5 feet away from the truck, recording with the parabolic microphone dish on top of the truck. And I woke up, but I had my stocking cap over my eyes, because if I don't sleep with something over my eyes, I can't sleep. So anyway, I was there, and in my mind, I'm like, are you still there? And then I heard step, step. Then he bent right over my right ear, because again, I was sleeping on my left side. And about this far away, he whispered into my ear, yes, right here beside you. Well, that got my attention, and I lifted up my stocking cap, couldn't see anything, obviously cloaked. You're going crazy, Matt. No, I'm not. He was cloaked, he was there, I just couldn't see him. I checked my watch, saw what time it was, and then when I got home, fast forwarded several hours to that point in the audio recording, and it's posted on the SoundCloud file. There it was, yes, right here beside you. The parabolic microphone dish sitting on top of the cab of the truck 5 feet away caught it. And it wasn't some kind of sneaky, tricky thing. He knew it was there. He knew I was recording. He could have responded back to me in mind speak, but he chose to come over, lean over, and whispered into my ear, knowing he was going to be recorded saying it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, Cynthia and I spent Christmas night up there. That was our last night in SOHA. Actually pretty cool to spend Christmas night, our last night in SOHA 1. And then Steven Strufert and the Knuckleheads crashed SOHA, put it on YouTube. Yay! We found SOHA! Yay! Bunch of morons that kind of like, oh, there's nothing here. Yeah, like everything we've reported is a bunch of lies, and the 30 plus people aren't telling the truth, and Adam Davies and John Carlson and everybody else is lying about the portal because you guys were able to discern in 15 minutes on the mountain that, we're just lying and hoaxing. So whatever. So anyway, that YouTube video aired. It was like a punch in the stomach, but then I got this real strong mind speak saying, don't worry about it. We've got a new place for you. And I'm like, okay. And then it was in a dream, a vision, and clear place that I was supposed to go to. It was a place I'd been to 10, 12 years before, and not since that time. And I'm like, well, what about this other place? Nope, go here. Well, there's another place over here that no, go here. So I was like, okay, I'll go there. So then Jill Ligda and I went out there in January, early January, and went to the place in my vision. And I was told that if you go to this spot, we'll guide you from there. So I went to the spot. So then they guided us from there. And we went up this mountain, up a mountain, up a mountain, up a mountain, up a mountain, and went down this one dead end road, and it's like, this is not looking like a good base camp here. I wanted to turn the truck around. Jill Ligda wanted to get out and check out the area, so it's okay, I'll get out and check out the area. Well, tree snaps, one large foot impression going up hillside. It was like, oh, okay, well, I don't think they hang out here, but they certainly pass through here. So then we turned the truck around, driving back on the dead end road that we drove in on, and there were two fresh snapped branches that were laying in the middle of the road that weren't there when we first drove in. So we drove in, then they were placed there for us to find on our way out. That was pretty cool. And that's the kind of stuff that happened in SOHA 1 quite a bit. So then we drove, checking out more area, and finally got to this one place where we had turned around on a logging road, and Jill got out of the truck to make sure I didn't go over the edge when I was turning the truck around. Thank you, Jill. Much appreciated. And so I'm sitting in the truck. She's standing out there looking in the window, and we're kind of talking. And then all of a sudden we hear stomp, 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 stomp down the hillside, probably, 80, 100 feet down the mountainside, which got our attention. And then all of a sudden I see this tree go, "Arr," and then boom. And she turned her head right when it was going boom. And we're both like, whoa. Now, I don't think it was being aggressive. There was no screaming. There was no Additional tree snapped over. Nobody was chasing us. I got out of the truck, sat down the log next to her, and I was just like blown away. And she could tell. And she said, "You're kind of blown away, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yep." You can't believe how fast this is happening. And I'm like, "Yeah." And we both agreed that that was definitely a squatch. It definitely wasn't any other animal that stomp, 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 and then snap that tree over. And so then we were driving out, and I decided to stop the truck, turn around, or get out of the truck, and snap some pictures of the area that I had a vision of, because I wanted to, send those pictures to Cynthia, or a picture. And I snapped 3 quick ones, click, 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 over about a 2-second period, because I usually take multiple pics hoping that at least one of them will turn out. And it turns out that when I snap, click, 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 the first one had a distant orb up in the sky. The second one had the orb down here, closer. The third one had the orb down here, closer. So it was like click 1, click 2, click 3. Up close and personal. That traveled a long ways really fast in 2 seconds. And it was definitely an orb. We will show our close and personal friends the descending orb pics at our conference in April. We're not going to post them ever. Can't post them ever. We are, after what happened with SOHA 1, very cautious about what scenic pictures we post, because we don't want to give clues away to Steven Strufert and his minions, who've said that they're going to now find SOHA 2. So anyway, that was all nice confirmation. Then a couple weeks later, I took Cynthia along with a well-known Bigfoot investigator out there, who you would all recognize if I gave up the name, but I'm not going to give up the name because the person doesn't want to be hassled by the moles and the trolls. But we went out there and we were all very, blown away by how squatchy it was and how beautiful it was. And so then, excuse me, I went out there this morning, and it is January 25th, 2016. Today's Grady's birthday, and that's the noise in the background is remodeling noise downstairs. Remember I told you about remodeling. Anyway, sorry, we're not sitting in a dentist's office. Oh, I don't like dentist offices. Anyway, so I went out there this morning, and I actually dropped Grady off at school, and I was going to come back home and climb back in bed for another hour or two, just because I was like so tired. And all of a sudden I got a mind speak from the adolescent male saying, "No, don't go there. Come out here." And I'm like, "I'm tired." He said, "Come out here. Come on." So I drove out there, and on my way, he was very encouraging with detailed information that I can't give you, because again, we have to be mindful of visual cues and verbal cues that would give any kind of identifying location data information to the moles and trolls. But it was pretty cool with the mind speak. And I on the way was told that I would see some squatches. And got there and had some garbage bags with me, cleaned up the area. And while I was doing that, I was taking breaks, and I saw a squatch at the 12 o'clock position, waved at him. He stepped behind the tree, and he was probably, I don't know, about, again, 80 to 100 feet away. And I picked up more garbage, sat down, took a break, saw another Squatch peeking from the 10 o'clock position, waved at him. He kind of ducked and hid and then stuck his head back out again. And then I said, hello, my name is Matt. Matt, my name is Matt. And then at the 2 or 3 o'clock position, I heard a younger one, a young boy, young girl, repeat my name, Matt, very clearly. Very clearly. And almost like excited, like, it's Matt, Matt, you know? And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I had two visuals, and then some of you can understand what I'm about to say. Sometimes when you're out there, they're far enough away, you can hear them talking, but you can't hear what they're saying, but you know there's speech and language going on. I also heard that at the 2, 3 o'clock position. And so pretty excited. As soon as the weather clears up, I don't know how soon that's going to be because anyone living in the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, knows just how wet it's been this winter, which actually is not a bad thing because it's been kind of dry, so, you know, the moisture is needed in the area. But nevertheless, as soon as it's better, Mike Kincaid and I will go out there and spend 2 or 3 nights, and I'm looking forward to it. Public service reminder, this is the first time I've ever been directly guided by the Squatches to find, you know, a research location or an interaction location. The first time was above the Oregon Caves when my family ran into one, and that wasn't, you know, that was indirect. That was through like, wow, finding the needle in the haystack, or more accurately stated, the needle in the haystack found us up on the mountainside above the Oregon Caves, July 1st, 2000. And that led to a research area that got shut down by the park when I was silly and disclosed the location to them. And then they took a backhoe and dug up the road. So, never tell the U.S. National Park Service that you have a research area nearby the park boundaries. They will intervene and take steps. Well, about that time, though, Dr. William York and I had a hunter contact us with information about where he dropped a deer, and a Squatch tried to intervene to take the carcass. So that became our new research area. But again, that's also indirectly given to us, right? So then where SOHA 1 has been, the way I came across that was a friend found tracks by a pond halfway up a mountainside. And that's how I found SOHA 1. All that was indirect. And also for those of you watching in all those places, I stayed in one place. It makes no sense to, I've got 5 to 10 research locations and I'm all over the bloody place. How the heck are you going to get to know your Squatch family if you don't stay in one place and get to know them? How are they going to get to know you? Makes no sense to jump around from location to location, engage in ambulance chasing. Find a spot, stay there. And that's what I did in those 3 spots. And that's how SOHA 1 took off. It took 5 years. I was in SOHA 1 for 9 years, 9.5 years total. It took 5 years in SOHA 1 before they started taking my food. And they didn't start taking the food until I switched over from the aggressive paparazzi money shot approach to the passive, respectful habituation approach, which also involves the mindset of changing the way you view them. They're not dumb giant mountain apes. They're not descendants of Gigantopithecus. The North American Indians were right. They're forest people, and you treat them like people, and you interact with them like people, and you respect them like people. And everything changes, and that's when they started taking the food. And plus, I took the food off the ground and started to put it in stainless steel dog food bowls. And that also makes a difference, and it also gives you an opportunity to collect fingerprints off the stainless steel dog food bowls if you actually take the time to wear surgical gloves and clean the bulls up really good, get rid of all dirt and prints and everything else. So, and put them out at sunset and retrieve them at sunrise. Don't put them out and retrieve them 3 weeks later. You put them out at sunset and you retrieve them at sunrise. They're not even out there for 12 hours. You know, it makes no sense to put food out there for a week or 2 or 3. Any bloody thing could hit it in that time frame, including humans. So, anyway. Oh, goodness. So, those 3 areas were indirectly given to me. But the transition from SOHA 1 to SOHA 2 was directly Squatch involved. From don't worry about us, we're going to be fine, we got a new place for you, boom, here's the vision, go here, we'll guide you. They did. On my way out there this morning, you're going to see us today. I didn't just see them, I heard them. I heard the young one say my name while I was picking up garbage and resting and picking up garbage. It was pretty cool. So there you go, G4 attendees. There's the inside scoop, the update on the development of SOHA 2. Sorry for having to withhold more informative information and pics and videos, but not going to give the data that the trolls and moles need to find the area. Not going to happen. So anyway, it's pretty cool. And I'll keep everybody updated. And I hope you're all enjoying the G4 meetings. First Friday of every month, except January and July, because the first Friday of January is too close to the first, and the first Friday of July is too close to the fourth. So the other 10 months of the year, Samantha Ritchie will be heading up to G4 meetings at the Hangar Inn in Puyallup, Washington, Puyallup, South Hill, Washington. And they have good food, they have a bar there, and there'll be good presentations and good Squatch talk going on. Keep attending those, and from time to time, Cynthia and I will drop in. I'm not going to obviously be able to make the February 5th meeting. That's why you're watching this video. I'll be in the area the week after for the Valentine's Day weekend with Cynthia. But I'll try to plan some future trips up there around the first Friday of the month. So anyway, hope all's going well. Miss you guys, and we'll keep you up to speed. And you have yourself a happy Valentine's Day with your loved ones and family. This is Dr. J signing off.